Eventually, just the end of the night came, we were both like, we should probably head home, you know? She was alright. So I walk her over to her car, I give her a quick little peck on the lips, just because, you know, it went well. You know, just a little peck, you know, I'm not trying to tongue punch her tonsils on the first date. So, you know, we send her to her car, I'm like, yeah, you know, text me when you get home safe. She was okay. So she gets home, she texts me, she goes, I made it. And I go, great, like I had a good time, I'd like to do this again. She goes, me too. Next time, kiss me like you mean it. Yeah. And like, I was so torn, because you know, on one hand, I was like, ah. But on the other hand, I was like, ah. So I call my buddy up, I'm telling him everything. I'm like, yeah, and then she said, you know, kiss me like you mean it. I was like, ah. And he goes, oh, it's great, man. I go, yeah. How do you do that? And he goes, what? And I go, kiss someone like you mean it. And he goes, I don't know, you just kind of grab her and just, And I was like, okay. Because, you know, I don't know, like, the only girl I ever made out with, I had sex with her right afterwards. And, like, I didn't mean that. So, we're talking on the phone a couple nights later. And we're talking, and I made some sort of stupid joke, like, I haven't lied to you yet. And she goes, what do you mean yet? And I go, you know, just a joke, I don't know, like, hey, how about anything you want to ask me right now? Open book, what do you want to know? I'm going to be 100% honest. And she goes, all right, when was your last girlfriend? I said, well, I've never been in a formal relationship. But she goes, what? Why? And I go, you know, I never really prioritized dating. I'm afraid of women, the usual stuff. And she goes, wait, you're afraid of women? And I go, yeah. She goes, why? And I go, it's terrifying. You ever look a woman in the eyes? It's awful. When I look at a woman, I don't see this person that I'm supposed to take out for movies or dinner or drinks. I just see generations of evolution staring me in the face, going, are you good enough to reproduce? Have you mastered your life in such a manner in which you should be responsible for creating and raising another life? No. No, I haven't. I'm nowhere near that, man. I just have this, like, soul-crushing pressure of inadequacy. And so I'm telling her this, and she was not too thrilled to hear that. And she goes, all right, well, when's the last time you've had sex? And I said, I'm trying to think, I was like, August? She goes, a year? It's been a year? And I go, of 2017. And she goes, and I'm sitting there and I go, hello? You still there? And she's like, you're joking. And I go, no, I'm not. She goes, no, you're joking. And I go, no, I'm really not. She goes, why? Why haven't you had sex? And I was like, you know, I'm waiting till marriage. You know, I had sex. Premarital sex isn't for me, you know? And she was like, no, you're joking. I was like, no, I'm really not. This is a bad lie to tell. I don't know why. First date went well. I'm waiting till marriage. Just kidding. And it was super uncomfortable. So we started talking about my sex life for like a half an hour, and that was super weird. And eventually she was just kind of like, hey, this is a lot, but I like you, so let's try going out again, I guess? I don't know. So we go out again the next night. I pick her up at a park, you know, we met in a parking lot, and I pick her up, and we're going to a comedy show. And I can see right on the GPS, it says 7 minutes until you reach your destination. 7 minutes. Not a lot of time. And she looks at me, and she goes, you know, that conversation last night really stressed me out. And I look down at the 7 minutes, and I go, this conversation right now is really stressing me out. And so we're talking about my sex life again, and it was super weird. And then we got there, kind of uncomfortable. We go into the show, we sit down. The first 20 minutes of the show were all about sex. That was it. And I couldn't even look at her, I was so scared. And I'm just sitting there, and I just grab a look, and she is glaring at me. Just daggers. Like if looks could hump. I mean, she wanted it so bad. And
that's your big chance, man.
yeah, this is my big chance right now. So, and so I just don't look at her anymore. Super weird. And then I get her after the show. We start laughing. It's more comfortable, you know. I get her in the car. We're driving. We're laughing. We're having a good time. I drop her off at her car, and we're talking. And then she's like, "All right, I gotta go, you know, meet my friends." I was like, "All right," you know. I get out, open the door for her, walk over to her car, and then I go in for a hug. I get a kiss in, like I mean it. And then she pulls me in, and we just start going at it for like 20 minutes. I mean, she's biting my lip. We're just in a parking lot. It was awesome. And afterwards, she's like, all right, I really gotta go now. And I was like, all right, I mean, it's you, so whatever. And so I walk around to my car, and I go, hey, how was that? And she goes, I'm not gonna rate your kiss. And I was like, you did last time. And she goes, huh, yeah, I did. And then she got in her car and drove away. So I don't know how it was. I'm terrified, I don't know, I'm super self-conscious about my kissing, man.
You ever talk to her again?
Yes! So the next night, I'm driving home from a show, and I get a Snapchat from her. She's house sitting in a stranger's house. She knows the person, I don't. And she hits me up, and we're kind of, you know, going back and forth Snapchat, and then all of a sudden she sends a picture of her bra. It's got a cute little bow on it, and she goes, isn't my bra cute? And I go, yeah, not as cute as you though. You see how every girl just cringed? And she goes, yeah, and she sends another one. She goes, should I take it off? And I was like, yeah. And so I tell her, I go, and I send her a picture back, and I go, yeah, I did, it's the move. And I send her a picture of my bare chests. And then the next picture she sends is her cupping her bare breasts, going, you were right, this was the move. And I was like, yeah. And so I get home, I hop into bed, and she Snapchats me again. She goes, you should come over and cuddle. And I was like, you should have told me that 20 minutes ago, before I got into bed. And that was it, man. And then that was it. It's weird having to like stop seeing a girl because she wants to have sex with you. That's a weird one, man. But there was one time I impressed a girl. I'll tell you guys about that now. Me and my buddy were driving around. It was me and my buddy and this girl in the back. And we're driving, you know when like you're with a guy and a girl and you're both kind of like really trying to be macho, you know, you're really trying to be the alpha. We're both kind of doing that, and eventually, I don't know why, but I heard myself say, dude, you can't even rap fast. And he goes, yes I can. I go, yeah, what can you do? And he goes, well, I could do this verse on this song. I go, all right, so do it. First verse goes by, second verse goes by, the fast verse comes up, and he doesn't do it. And I go, dude, what was that? That was the verse. And he goes, oh, I can't do that part. And I go, oh. And he goes, well, how fast can you rap? So I look over at him. I look back at her. I look back over at him. Mother was a minute, mother was her, but I didn't benefit her, murder, and again, nobody will have been fit to kill him, but the motherfucking body's illegal, littering, everything incinerated, renegade, minute, anybody who wanted to benefit, nobody wanted to begin again anyway, because I'm beginning to feel like I'm mentally ill, until I kill, be killing, be the vanilla, really ringing the killer within me, out of me, you don't want to be the enemy of the demon, who wanted me to be the receiving enemy, what's stupidity, of the enemy, spit it when I'm in the vicinity, motherfucker, you better duck, you finna be dead the minute you're into me, 100% of you is a bit of send me, about to fucking finish, shoot at you, available, even bad, unavailable, I'm like, inflatable, I'm undebatable, I'm unavoidable, I'm unevadable, I'm untolerable, I got jail for the money, and I'm painful, I'm afraid to pull it. Man, stop. And she was kind of impressed, man. And I was like, yes! I finally impressed a girl with my tongue. And it was great. Thank you so much, you guys have been great. God bless.
is we get early morning mob. We start rolling and you don't stop. Jeff, why are you not taking this mic out of my hand? Be a boss, bitch!
Give me that shit! Hell yeah! Awesome, thanks for staying, you guys. Thanks for not being bitches and coming out and not being afraid of this whole coronavirus thing. Fuck this shit.
That's alright, drummer. It's like my drummer's on stage. It's great. Not you, my other drummer.
I can't believe I'm already getting heckled by the guy in sweatpants. The guy with the rock star in sweatpants is already heckling me.
Which one in sweatpants, Kato?
Here's the thing about coronavirus. Everybody's freaking out about coronavirus, and it's like, look, if your immune system is good, you're fine, okay? We all know what to do to keep our immune system up. Let's say it together, okay? Eat more ass. I feel like I was the only one who said, hey, that's okay. We went to different 7th grade health classes, that's okay.
Yeah, but who's?
I was homeschooled. Guys, I'm trying to be a comedian up here. I'm living my dreams. The host! I don't know the name of the host.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, sir, you'll get your chance. I'll do my thing, you do your thing later. Could have learned our names. He had 7 hours while the school teachers did their garage band thing.
Nice!
Guys, I'm still recovering from the weekend. I got invited to my first orgy last weekend. This is my last.
So you got invited to our garage show. Oh!
I promise my jokes are funnier. So like, it was my first orgy, and it's my last orgy because I didn't know what to bring, you know?
Right there.
I didn't want to show up empty-handed, you know? Mama didn't raise no whatever. Didn't know what to bring. Finally decided on buffalo wings. Huge mistake. You know what nobody wants at an orgy? Hot fingers.
And big thighs.
I'm trying to be a comic, and I want to like eventually write for comedy movies and TV shows and stuff. The only thing that I've written for television is a commercial for Oxycontin. I don't know why, it doesn't need one. It sells itself. You guys never saw the ad because they never aired it because they never actually hired me to write it. I just wrote it for fun. I wrote a slogan and everything. Oxycontin. This will get the grandkids to visit. I just like to come up with like fun business ideas and slogans and stuff. I came up with a pretty cool business idea. Guys like it more than women, but you guys tell me what you think. Red box, but for fleshlights. It's a pretty good idea. Red box for fleshlights. I wrote a slogan and everything. Red box for fleshlights. Why pay full price when you're only going to fill up half of it? It's a good business idea. Red box for fleshlights. I just need seed money. It's dumb. I'm sorry. That's dumb. Here's the thing about fleshlights. Fleshlights lately, they make me think of. My grandma had when I was a kid, she had this doorstop in her house that was just like a spring with a nub on it. You guys remember those doorstops that my grandma had? And I would just sit there all day and I would just play with it and it would do this. Fleshlights make me think of those lately because I always thought that if I ever get a fleshlight, I would just decorate the outside of it like a Bud Light tall boy. And then just fuck it while I drive down the street. Just to fuck with cops. Just to fuck, because they'd pull me over and they'd be like, "Sir, have you been drinking?" And I'd be like, "No, I haven't been drinking." And then he'd be like standing outside the car and he'd be like, "Well, what's that?" And he'd point to what he thinks is a tall boy on my lap and I'd be like, "That's nothing, don't worry about it." And then he'd go to pull for it, and because of the angle outside the car, my dick should do that doorstop thing. Are you guys here together? You're a couple?
I met her.
It's okay, I'm not gonna pick on you. People get freaked out that I'm gonna pick on them. I'm not gonna pick on you. Here, pro tip, don't microwave your socks. Cause I fucked up. Cause Because my favorite thing, it was like December, I'll tell you guys all about it. It was a cold December morning, and the best thing on a cold morning is socks fresh out of the dryer, you know? But me and my girlfriend, we rent, we don't have a washer and dryer, so I'm like, I'm gonna microwave it. And I did, and it was awesome. It worked out perfectly. And I thought I was a genius, and then I went to tell my girlfriend about it, and I'm like, this is what we do. We microwave our socks now. We're people who do this. And she started looking at me like my face was bleeding. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, is this gross? She's like, yeah, you didn't really microwave your socks, did you? And I'm like, no, I'm kidding, I'm just joking. And then she's like, let's change the subject, and I'm like, thank God, let's. And she's like, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, microwave for the bedroom. She wants to get married, and I don't, and it's a problem, and she's winning, because here's the thing, she knows me, and she knows that, like, the Italian in me will never narc on anybody. Like, I will not narc. And she knows about that thing about how a husband and a wife can't testify against each other. So now she's committing crimes. Because she knows I won't. She knows that I'd rather marry her than testify against her. So she's shoplifting and fucked. This is fun. I was worried that people were going to talk through my set, but nobody is talking at all. This is good. I've been trying to learn more about myself. I'm getting older and curious, you know? And I'm doing all the Ancestry.com, the 23andMe, I'm doing all that stuff. Found this out. This is fucking awesome. Found out my ancestors did not own slaves. That's what we whites call breathing easy. That is a perfect social credit score on the ancestors. That's a 750. No slaves. It's true. I looked into it. This is awesome. I looked into it. My ancestors were the first generation of PC people. It's true, they didn't have slaves, they were PC. They did have what they called grumpy volunteers. I'm gonna look into it. Because there's something's up. Guys, I'm kidding, guys! I didn't really send my DNA into a corporation, that's fucking insane. I shouldn't have to tell you this, don't send your DNA into a corporation. What's the best that's gonna happen? They say, here, jizz into this envelope. I'll tell you about your grandparents. Fuck you, heard that before. Fell for that before. Not falling for it again.
I don't care, I'm pointing that shit. I've shot that shit out already.
They do the you do not get to speak on this with the clap emojis. I had somebody do that to me in real life. This woman got in my face and she clapped at me and she said, you do not get to speak on this. And I mean, look, she was right. I was talking about how childbirth can't be all that painful. I do not get to speak on that. But what I do get to speak on are all of my most humiliating secrets. So I clapped back at her. I was like, I didn't get laid till I was 20. You do not get to speak on this. I had pink eye all of sophomore year. I used to think the moon controlled women's periods. Until recently. Very recently. Trump was in office. Alright guys, thank you very much. My name's Jeff Decaro. I'm on Instagram too, if that pretty chick is still here.
If that pretty chick is still here, really? I mean, is that an award-winning proposal?
She has better than
Oh, now you're a snitch. That's how you do it. You fuck up and then you snitch on somebody. That's how you do it. And we're gonna go Manny. Hey Manny, I love the shirt. I mean, you're still not getting here. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Okay, Manny!
I didn't get it.
It's like the boss you gotta pay before you fucking.
Let's go, guys.
Sorry.
Give it up for all the comics you saw. Give it up for all the bands. Especially that first band.
Oil to the bones of the comedy
Oil to
act.
the bones, you guys are my shit.
Yeah.
But that first band had 4 dudes playing 4 different songs at the same time. That shit took talent.
That's what happened.
They hung out in 4 different garages and recorded that shit. And then they said, guys, you bring your song, I'm gonna bring my song, and we're just gonna come and we're gonna skull fuck them. Fuck yeah.
Look at this photograph.
Hey, I got knock knock.
What?
Shut the fuck up, it's my time. That was awesome. You guys are just haters. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Puerto Rican, which means I'm guaranteed 3 things in life. A criminal record, diabetes, and don't you dare deny that Honda Civic we drove in today. I'm also Cuban. Any Cubans in here?
Yeah. And a Nickelback.
Fucking liar, you know it.
And you like Nickelback.
We don't like Nickelback. No, I'm lying. So coronavirus might kill us all. I'm gonna be honest. Rockstar was my shit.
Look at this photograph.
No, fuck the photograph. We have Instagram now. I'm Cuban and I don't know how to swim.
It's a good song for that.
But shut the fuck up. Shit. But it's cool. Don't worry. My grandparents swam here, so I don't have to swim anywhere ever again. It's 2020. It's an election year. Donald Trump's running again.
This guy's so
What? I'm gonna cough on you, I swear to God. I'm gonna walk over, I'm gonna cough right in your mouth. Shit's getting real, that's a threat now. I used that on my boss, she was gonna yell at me today. She's like, Manny, come here. I went, she went, never mind. But it's an election year. Trump's running again. Some people are for him, some people are against him. Like, are you guys pro-wall or anti-wall? You're anti-wall? Fuck that, dude. You're looking at it wrong. Let me change your mind right now. What if it was the warp wall from American Ninja Warrior? Alright. This is America. We'll monetize it. We call it American Citizen Warrior. You put it on Fox after the debates. Because think about it. Do you know what the average height of a Mexican man is? It's 5'4". The warp wall is 14.5 feet tall. Okay? There is a 1.5 lip here and I'm winded. Alright? If Ernesto wants to come to this country with his wife, his girlfriend, his 3 kids, his chickens, his donkeys, and his grandmother, and he can make it over that wall, yo, we're getting the best of the best from Mexico.
That's right.
Have a dog in the illegal immigration fight because I'm Cuban, and I don't know if you know how it works, but it's like a game of Marco Polo with the Coast Guard down in Miami, and we are doing great. I got really excited about this show, so I went to tell my mom, so I drove to her house.